It's the 2025 crappiest country in the world competition. Tonight's matchup is between France and South Sudan. Brought to you by Big Al's Desserts. From fruitcakes to fudge packing, it's gotta be Al's.
Big thanks to Big Al. Appreciate it very much. The first of our two contenders is France. Now, as you know, we usually start out saying, where are they in the State Department's travel advisory? 4 levels, of course, 4 being the worst, first being the best. France is actually at a level 2, which doesn't make it sound that bad, except for if I was to ask you to list the first world countries in the world, France would be on your top 10 list. Don't lie. Of course it would. Yet there are warnings all over the place about France and what you might encounter there. I told you about us. Me, the boys, went to Paris for a couple days. And because we wanted to do all the touristy things, Napoleon's tomb, so on and so forth, we also wanted to see the Eiffel Tower. Hopped in a cab over towards the Eiffel Tower. Before we arrived there, we were at a red light. Cabbie turns to us, just about freaked my whole family out, and gives us a stern lecture and warning to be very, very careful at the Eiffel Tower where we're about to be dropped off. The dude made it sound like he was dropping us off in the middle of a war zone. It was that kind of a lecturing of you are not safe here. Pickpockets everywhere. By the way, terrorism on the rise for very understandable reasons, which we'll get to in a moment. Do keep in mind, if you're in France and maybe you want to take in a something at the local theater, you could very well find your final moments faced with the jihadi who's gouging out your eyes before he cuts your throat. Remember the Bataclan massacre. Did you know, here's an eye-popping stat for you, did you know that in the last 5 years, this is just what's reported, over 200 churches in France have, quote, caught fire? Let's not be naive here. You know exactly what's happening. You know who's doing it. Over 200 sets of arson as French churches are burning to the ground. Would you like a comparison? Because maybe you think all of Europe's the same. I know Germany has problems. I know Italy has problems. In Germany, there were 37. In the UK, there were 9. In France, over 200. France has imported jihad at such a level, there's not even a France anymore. Now, maybe you're at least saying, well, at least they still have first world elections, but that's where you'd be wrong. Keep in mind, they did recently arrest the, quote, far right, which just means normal anymore, political opponent of French President Macron. I will give them this. The bread is delicious because they have a law there that says it has to be baked the same day. So shout out to France for that. But we can't ever forget or forgive the fact that it was French weakness and French collapse in World War II that pretty much doomed the United States of America to have to go send several 100,000 of our boys off to die in war, because if France stops Hitler in France, there's probably never an invasion of the Soviet Union. Germany and Japan probably don't join forces. Either way, long story short, if France had been able to stand up strong, the world would have saved, roughly 100 million lives. France, not a great performance out of you, but to say they have a worthy contender in the opening round would be putting it mildly. Remember, the audience, you get to vote on this. I, of course, retain veto power, but you do get to vote on this at the show's Twitter page, at Jesse Kelly Show. South Sudan. Those 4 levels, the State Department travel advisory, 4 levels. Yeah, South Sudan is a level 4, no ifs, ands, or buts. It comes with a do not travel for any reason. They just got done about 5 years ago with a civil war that killed roughly 400,000 people in the country. But don't think to yourself, wow, I'm glad that's over, because every indication points to the fact it could fire off again at any moment. Everyone hates everyone. Ethnic cleansing, genocide, sexual assault, you name it. They even have cattle raids across the country. And lots of the people doing the cattle raids, lots of people involved in the shooting are children. Children are routinely recruited in South Sudan to become child soldiers. That's the young boys. The young girls have it obviously much worse. They are often forced into child marriages. Yes, child bride is a big thing there. Open warnings all the time about kidnapping, torture, rape, and murder, as we just discussed. It's also, you know how every day you turn on the news and there's a new rhino who's either extinct or about to go extinct, or elephants that are under attack because of this illegal trade of their horns and tusks and things like that. Do you know one of the main hubs for all that illegal trading? That's right. That's right. You guessed it. South Sudan. And the coup de grace in maybe the worst country I've ever researched in my entire life, 85% of the women who die in Sudan die from AIDS. If you thought that was bad, 77% of the men die from diarrhea. So your ending in Sudan will likely come either AIDS-related or you pooping yourself to death. Sudan won the audience choice, but I have to be honest. The winner of this matchup takes on Haiti the next round, and having a second matchup between Haiti and France is just too much temptation for me. I am overruling the audience. I am declaring France to be the winner.